Saracens produced one of the most dominant performances in Gallagher Premiership history with an emphatic 85-19 demolition of Sale Sharks, a result that not only reignited their fading playoff hopes but also sent a powerful statement to the rest of the league. Played under bright skies at the Corp ACQ Stadium, the match quickly turned into a one-sided spectacle as Saracens ran in an astonishing 13 tries, setting a new benchmark for points scored in a Premiership fixture. While the scoreboard told a story of total dominance, the underlying narrative was one of resurgence, individual brilliance, and stark contrast between two teams heading in very different directions. Noah Caluori steals the show. At the centre of Saracens' remarkable victory was teenage sensation Noah Caluori, who delivered a performance for the ages. The 19-year-old winger scored an incredible 5 tries, repeating the exact feat he achieved earlier in the season against the same opposition. Such consistency at such a young age is rare, and Caluori's impact this season has been nothing short of extraordinary. With 17 tries in just 8 Premiership appearances, he has surged ahead of every other player in the competition. To put that into perspective, his tally is already approaching the legendary 21-try season recorded by Sam Simmons during the 2020-21 campaign. Even more astonishing is the fact that Caluori's 2 matches against Sale Sharks alone have yielded 10 tries, matching or surpassing the season totals of many established players in the league. It is a statistic that underlines not only his finishing ability but also his knack for exploiting defensive weaknesses. His performance did not go unnoticed. Earlier in the season, Sam Warburton described him as undefendable, a label that continues to hold true. Against Sale, Caluori showcased pace, positioning, and clinical finishing, scoring twice in the first half before adding a rapid-fire hat-trick within 7 minutes after the break. Despite the spotlight, the young winger remained grounded, crediting his teammates for creating opportunities. His humility, combined with his undeniable talent, makes him one of the most exciting prospects in English rugby. Saracens rediscover their identity. For Saracens, this victory was about more than just points. It was about rediscovering their identity. Once the dominant force in English rugby, the 6-time champions have endured an inconsistent campaign, winning only 2 of their previous 8 matches prior to this encounter. However, against Sale, they looked like a team reborn. Every aspect of their game clicked into place. The forwards dominated the collisions, the backs executed with precision, and the overall cohesion was reminiscent of their title-winning years. Players such as Tom Willis and Reece Carr were instrumental in laying the platform up front, while Max Malins added flair and creativity in the backline. The depth within the squad was also evident. The fact that Owen Farrell could be left on the bench for a significant portion of the match speaks volumes about the team's confidence and quality. Saracens' ability to convert every visit to the opposition's 22 into points highlighted their clinical edge. It was a ruthless display that left Sale with no answers and reignited belief within the Saracens camp that a late push for the playoffs is still achievable. Playoff dreams still alive. Despite their inconsistent form earlier in the season, Saracens have refused to concede defeat in the race for a top 4 finish. With 5 rounds remaining, they now sit within 9 points of the playoff positions. Caluori summed up the team's mindset succinctly: every game is now treated as a final. This approach reflects a squad determined to maximize its potential and capitalize on any slip-ups from rivals. A crucial factor in their favor is an upcoming fixture against Exeter Chiefs, who currently occupy the final playoff spot. That match could prove needle in shaping the final standings, offering Saracens a direct opportunity to close the gap. Sale Sharks' nightmare afternoon. While Saracens celebrated, it was a day to forget for Sale Sharks. The defeat marked one of the heaviest in their history and exposed significant issues within the squad. Sale entered the match with a point to prove after a heavy defeat to Saracens earlier in the season, a result that had been exacerbated by a controversial social media post from their opponents. Sanderson had hoped his players would respond with intensity and determination, but instead, they were overwhelmed from the outset. Defensive collapse. One of the most glaring issues for Sale was their defensive frailty. By the end of the match, they had missed a staggering 43 tackles, a statistic that underscores the scale of their struggles. Former England international Chris Ashton was particularly critical of the defensive effort, labelling it inexcusable. His assessment highlighted a lack of commitment and cohesion, traits that are essential at this level of competition. The defensive breakdown allowed Saracens to exploit gaps with ease, turning what should have been a competitive fixture into a one-sided affair. Mentality under scrutiny. Beyond the physical shortcomings, questions have been raised about Sale's mentality. Sanderson suggested that the team lacked the motivation and collective purpose required to compete effectively. When everything goes wrong, it comes down to mentality, he said. We didn't show the right attitude, physically or mentally. These comments point to deeper issues within the squad, particularly as the season approaches its conclusion. With little left to play for in terms of standings, maintaining focus and intensity becomes a challenge, one that Sale clearly struggled to overcome. The broader debate, no relegation, no urgency? The match also reignited a broader debate about the structure of the Premiership. Earlier in the week, former Springboks captain Bob Skinstad criticised the decision to remove promotion and relegation, arguing that it reduces competitive intensity. The performance of Sale appeared to support his argument. With the team effectively out of playoff contention, there was a noticeable lack of urgency and resilience. This trend was not isolated. Other teams in similar positions also suffered heavy defeats, raising concerns about the overall competitiveness of the league. Skinstad described the situation as a bland marshmallow land, a phrase that, while provocative, captures the frustration felt by some observers. Saracens' statement to the league. For Saracens, this victory serves as a reminder of what they are capable of when firing on all cylinders. It sends a warning to their rivals that they cannot be discounted, regardless of their position in the standings. The combination of experienced leaders and emerging talents like Caluori creates a dynamic and dangerous team. If they can maintain this level of performance, a late surge into the playoffs is not beyond the realm of possibility. Looking ahead. As the season enters its ninth phase, both teams face very different challenges. Saracens will aim to build on this momentum and close the gap to the top four, while Sale must regroup and address the issues that led to such a heavy defeat. For Saracens, consistency will be key. Replicating this level of performance week after week is no easy task, but it is essential if they are to achieve their Defen. For Sale, the focus will be on rebuilding confidence and restoring pride. While their playoff hopes may be over, there is still much to play for in terms of reputation and future development. Conclusion. Saracens' 85-19 victory over Sale Sharks will be remembered as one of the most dominant displays in Premiership history. It was a match defined by brilliance, particularly from Noah Caluori, whose 5-try performance continues to rewrite the record books. At the same time, it exposed significant weaknesses within the Sale Sharks camp, raising questions about mentality, structure, and competitiveness. As the Gallagher Premiership season approaches its climax, this result serves as both inspiration and warning, a reminder of the highs and lows that define professional rugby.